Hi, friends. I am so happy you're here with me today. We are going to talk about the topic of letting go. And so this is something that I've been thinking about quite a bit. And as things are changing in our world and as things are changing in our lives, um, we often have come to a place where we have to let go of something, someone, something in our lives. It might be a position, a job, a role that we once played. It may be a belief system that we once held dearly. It may be a belief system that we once knew no different way of. And it may be a version of ourselves that no longer aligns with us. It may be a version of someone that we know and love that no longer aligns with us as well. So there are many, many, many different ways that the process of letting go comes into our lives at multiple times during our lives. And the thing that I've been really thinking about with this concept, the concept of letting go, is um, the process in which we go through in order to actually let go of something. Often, when I think about something or I explore something, a concept in my own life, I find physical ways that the concept comes into my life or manifests in my life, as well as mental, emotional, as well as energetically. So, with this concept, the concept of letting go, I was thinking about it from a mental emotional standpoint or an energetic standpoint, but looking to the physical process that one would go through in order to really be able to understand or explain this concept. If you are holding something in your hand, let's say you're holding a piece of glass or something that is breakable. Okay, I'm going to use this bowl. This bowl is made of porcelain. It's breakable. So if I were to let go of this bowl, it would break, and it would likely shatter on the floor depending on what's underneath it. Now, if that belief were, or if that physical object were actually a belief, then when I let go of it, it also may shatter. And that is not necessarily a bad thing. If that bowl is representative, though, of a person in our lives or something that we've previously held true and dear to us, when it shatters, there is an additional pain that comes with that. Okay, so if that porcelain bowl were something that I purchased at any store I could go back to and purchase it again, if it broke, the value of it would be much less because I could go back out, find it again easily, and replace it easily. If it were a family heirloom or something that were an antique or something that would not be easily replaceable, and especially if it holds with its physical form, much emotional form as well, or emotional weight or emotional value, I guess would be the best way to put that. Then when it shatters, it would bring back all of the pain that you went through to release it in the first place. So I'm not saying to necessarily go around and shatter your family heirlooms, but I'm using that just as an example. So sometimes when we come to a point where we're ready to let go of a belief system or we're ready to let go of a role that we once played or a version of ourselves, we come to that decision not with ease. There's a process that we go through to even get to the point of making the decision. that often is the harder part than actually physically releasing it. So let's use this bowl again for a moment. When I actually release my hand from it, it's only a moment. It's only sometimes just a second to actually release it. But the decision to release it is a much longer process. So when you hear someone say something along the lines of, as soon as you decide to do it, then it's done, or the hardest part is making the decision and then it's easy from there, or any version of that. There's so many ways that I've heard that said. It's not that actually letting it go is an easy thing, because the process leading up to that is a very complex process. But when your brain then tells your hand, let go, that part is only a moment. It's just it's seconds, sometimes not even seconds, when the message goes from your brain to your hand to release it. And that is the same, it's reminiscent, or it's representative of that process of mentally letting go of something as well. So coming to the decision that you're ready to let it go is not the easy part. And even when you get to that part where you truly release it from your body, release it from your mind, whatever that is, it's not to say that that's easy, but you come to a point where there's just that brief moment, that brief second, and that's when the true power of that decision comes into play. So however, with that, and I know I'm going a little over my 5 minutes today, but however, with that, the second you release it, our bodies and our minds and our souls are trained to not let things break, to not let them shatter on the ground. So even though you may have gone through that process, there's this second of doubt, or there's this kind of retreat from that decision to say, oh no, that's going to break on the ground. Well, maybe it needs to break on the ground because you've moved beyond it and you've realized that there's poison in the bowl. Maybe there's poison in the bowl, right? So you have to shatter the belief in order to not be poisoned by this thing that you're holding on to. Yet it's still sometimes our reaction to want to grab it, or want to save it, or want to hold on to it, because that's what we've been trained to do, to not break things. Sometimes things need to be broken in order to grow from them, or to heal from them, or to move into whatever the next version of you or your belief system is. Sometimes you pick up pieces of that broken belief or that broken version, not to say that you are broken, but that version, identity of you may have been broken into pieces. And you may say, you know what, this piece is really special to me, and this piece is not. This piece can be left behind, but this piece I'm going to carry forward with me. And you begin to create something new. Okay, I'll leave you with that. And I thank you for listening and joining me today. Bye.